What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Krikcet, and this is top small tractors. Now, a lot of people right now are doing top 6. I've technically got top 7. Here's my thing. I think I'm going to do 21 total tractors, small, medium, large, 7 main, each with an honorable mention here or there. So, this is my top 7 small tractors. And I got a couple honorable mentions at the end. So in front of us, we're going to start off with the Case IH Farmall 110A/130A by Agrotron. The reason I love this one is the amount of customizations. Not to mention, I'm a sucker for a cabless tractor. And the fact that it's a newer style case. If you know me, you know I love case stuff. I mean, I kind of range between case, JCB, Challenger, a bit of Fiatagri. I kind of run the gamut, but um, yeah, I like a bunch of different stuff. So basically, I've got it in a few different configurations, and I'll show you in store real quick. We'll go through and see what it is. Alright, so basically, base tractor, red and black, rim color, silver, silver metallic, black, black metallic. And your design color is your, what do you call it? The front loader attachment. So you got a reverse audible signal. I don't have that on because I hate backup beepers. But they do have auxiliary headlamp, which is really cool. It's like a LED bar. Then you can have the audible signal, and then I believe there's different levels is what it is. You can have like a quieter one and a louder one. And then your wheel brands. You've got your Michelin and Lizard, which switches the front tires, and then Lizard all the way around, which is more of a race tire. And then a 4x2 version. So if you like your two-wheel drives, this kind of covers everything. So we'll start off Michelin's. We've got standards, wheel weights, widen weights, and that's wide axle, not wide tire. It just kicks the axle out a bit. So long shaft, so they're way out there, which I love the look of. I will warn you, I did test this out. This is not, this will still destroy crops, so it doesn't work like a narrow. Long shaft and weights, and wide tires. You get these nice fat boys on the back. Wide weights, duals in the rear, and twins with weights. Or twins, and something. I don't know what that says because I can't read it. And I'm not seeing anything. Oh, looks like it adds weights on the inside of that rim if you look over by the 3-point on the back on the inside of the right rear wheel. You can see, ooh, adds like a weight or something. Alright, back to standard. I'm not going to go through everything crazily, but it's basically the same in the rear. Except you've got narrow tires and wheel narrows too. This is the one I tried, I'm sorry. This will still crush crops, so even though it's a narrow, it still destroys crops if you have crop destruction on. So just keep that in mind. It does look cool though. And then the same kind of floaters in the back with the different tires in the front, weights, duals, etc. And Lizard, these are, like I said, like race tires. The detail isn't as good on them, but they do look pretty cool, especially when you get the wide ones. So, nice big fat finned ones. Weights and stuff, duals, you get the gist. Alright, and then you get into the main options, and again, I'm not going to go through, there's a ton of like micro options, and I'll just kind of tell you as we go. So you've got basically cabless, GPS, platform, and cabin. And then you've got attachers, goes through the weights, goes up to, I believe it's 1100. And then you've got front hydraulic if you want. Interior and glass gives you a bunch of tint. Obviously you don't have that if you don't have the cabin on. Engine setups, 110A is a 118 horsepower, 130A is 132, and those are your two options. Exhaust gives you, like, normally it's this little pipe here, then it adds on beacon, like side markers, triangle, beacons, triangle, and then you can get different pipe, and there's also Euro flags on here, I believe, at some point. And then it adds like a big def muffler system. Okay, so I'm wrong. Different tractor I was thinking of. Mud guards and antennas, there's a crap ton of options here. Basically, it adds little antennas in the front. You can have one on one side, one on both sides, and then it adds mud guards in the front and various combinations thereof. Front loader, yes or no, and that's that. So that's the basics of it. Like I said, I got three kind of built out versions here you can look at. You get the two-wheel drive here with the fat tires on the back and the def system with an LED bar on the top and the various stuff on the back. The only thing I will say, and it's a shame because the mirrors actually work on this, if you have the triangle, as you can see, and this on the two-wheel drive, on the cabless version, you cannot see. But if they're not there, the mirror actually works quite well. So if you're running the cabless setup, I would suggest not having those two options. At least if you're going to use the mirror in first person. If you're not, then it doesn't matter. So, it's got a nice sound to it. And you can see the whole tractor jerk and shift. So, it's one thing, personally, I love tractors with either big tires, tracks, or and suspension stuff. So same thing here, got the cab, and or the cap over, whatever you want to call it, the cover. The light goes on the top on that one, and then I got the full cab version here with the twins in the back. Same thing, obviously it doesn't sound any different. I'm going to do one thing, because I use this mod test map for one specific reason. Well, I could do this anywhere, but I love testing the suspension articulation. And I love it when they lift up like that and it doesn't lift the back tire off. It's always good. So we'll get to some of these others in a minute. But that is the case Farmall. And like I said, you can see the antenna moving, which is a cool addition. And you've got the front 3-point and front loader options. So I mean, for a small tractor that you can run cabless, you can literally have all the attachments you want or need. It's fantastic. And it's not super pricey. So, that's number one. Number two, where did I put number two? Ah, over here. This is like probably, I would say, my number one. Yeah, I'd probably say this is my number one. This is the International 46 Series pack by Whitebull Modding. Another two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive variant. You can have big old fat tires on the four-wheel drive. The two-wheel drive looks nice. I like the fact that they've got kind of, you know, that old school tread to them. I love the front and the grill and everything on these two. And again, just like the case over there, you can have a front loader and a front 3-point link on a two-wheel drive cabless tractor. So real quick, we'll look in store. And I will show you this. Nope. It's this one right here. So you got your two-wheel drive and your four-wheel drive. They actually separate them. Super cheap. 21 grand, 25 grand. And then, of course, depending on what you do. Rim color, you got three. You got regular, like a silver, and a black. And then you got your front attachments. You got weights, hydraulics, cabin, fenders, mirrors, no cabin, blah 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 blah, rounded fenders, roll bar, standard tires, duals, wide tires, wides and weights, wide with narrows, back to standard. Engine setup, you've got your old decal at 85, a new decal at 85, old at 100, new at 100, old at 122, new at 122, turbo 150 old decal, turbo 150 new decal. That's the other thing I love about this. The case over there hits 130 horsepower, or maybe I think it's 132. This can hit 150 horsepower for an old tractor that can do all that. Front loader, front lifter. And it sounds really good too. I will say it's probably a bit loud, so hopefully you can hear me over this. And it does 26 miles an hour. And do we have articulation? Yes, we do. Bam. Definitely one of my favorites, just because of what it's capable of. The fact that you can run an old equipment farm and actually still have a viable tractor that has some balls. Alright, and then real quick, we'll go into this. Like I said, I'm not going to start it up. It's the same thing, and plus I think it's going to be a little loud. So when you have the cab on, you've got your lights, beacons, horn, and you can do the door, which folds right out, and you've got the back window which moves, which I thought was really cool. I'm like, oh, they had a two-wheel drive with a cabin, and the cabin stuff actually works, which is really cool. And inside, you got your levers and stuff. I don't know, and the view is pretty decent. I mean, you lose a little over the fenders, but still, it's great. It's a good-looking tractor. It's a great-looking mod. Sounds great, and yeah. That is, like I said, probably my favorite small tractor of all. Alright, let's go on to number 3. This is a recent interest. I'd seen it before. I think I downloaded it once. I was like, whatever. I don't really care. And then I went back and played with it not too long ago, and I actually was really impressed. And now there's a couple of variations of these in the mod hub, like newer versions. This is the Deutz-fahr Agrotron Mark III series by Agrar Design Austria and Red Cat 3D. There's two versions. There's a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder version. This one right here is the 4-cylinder version. Now, you could stick 1,100 kilograms of weight on this thing, and I did, and it nosedives a little bit. Which isn't a fault of the mod, it's just the fact that I don't have anything on the back to counter it. But it's got a good sound to it. Let's get some tire options here real quick. We'll go in store. Jumping in the vehicles before I even do anything. Alright, so 4-cylinder series. Main color, you've only got two. You got a green, like an old and a new green. Weight carrier, which you can see on it. You can put a 3-point link on it with a PTO. Trelleborg, Michelin, Nokian, back to Trelleborg. You got small, big, weights, wides and weights, and then you get these like really kind of wides. I like the look of those. And then narrows old, narrows new, so the rims are different. Then back to small. Michelin, you got standard, wides, and then back and forth. That's it. Agrotron, okay, so base model, the 4-cylinder starts at 88 horsepower, because the Agrotron 100 has 95, and the 105 has 100. So it's only 100 horsepower, and you can have a front loader. So again, front loader, front 3-point, and it has 100 horsepower. So again, smaller tractor, smaller farm. But like I said, the thing I like about this is it's so small. Like the wheelbase is tiny, so this thing is great for, if you're running on a map like Newbrook Farm, Newbrook Farm, or something with just a really small layout. You know, you can actually get around stuff and maneuver easily, and you know, if you're loading bales in a small barn or something or moving stuff around, it's really easy. The 6-cylinder, similar, little longer wheelbase. All the options are exactly the same, but the engine setup is 106 is 100, the 110 is 105, and then the 115 is 125. I believe, yeah, all the options are the same. Okay, so, like I said, you heard me get in it. But we will show you some of the cool features. First of all, you can open the back window, the front window, or windshield. You can put up the lights. You can lift the sunroof. You can open the right door. You can open the left door. So you can literally open this thing up completely. Everything is open. It's probably one of the most openable tractors. I know that's not exactly a great way to say that, but you get the point. It's fantastic. So you can really, I mean, if you want to like role play and be like, oh, I gotta open the windows, or I gotta see, or you know, whatever. It's good stuff. So real quick, close some of this stuff. And we'll leave those open. I'm pretty sure this one's got some articulation to it. I love articulation. I hate it when they don't. It drives me nuts. Yep. So this one's pretty good. The only reason I never really use this more, despite the window effect, is anyone with a side panel will know this, but basically when you have a side panel, your control stick, like for instance right now, if I pull down on the control stick, it lifts this. If I go up, it closes it. If I go right and left, it opens the back window. If I twist, it's going to open and close the right door. If I hit the button, and 26 I think it is, it's going to do the other door. So basically, even with a front loader attached to this, I lose all my front loader functions. I mean, I can still use the side panel for every other function, but if I want to use the actual joystick for lifting with a front loader, 9 times out of 10, mods that have openable windows and doors and stuff, it tracks to that control because of how they mapped it to the controller. So the axis movement of the joystick translate to the button combination that they put it to. So, like for instance, Blaua, or Blue Ogden Modding, I've heard it, he's also referred to. He's done some really great mods, and he's really good about it, where you can still run like front loaders and stuff, and it doesn't, he's got it mapped differently. Whereas take someone like STV Modding, which love their mods, don't get me wrong, but the way they map it to the controller translates to the joystick movement. So you can't, on most of their mods, your joystick ends up opening up windows and doors instead of running a front loader. So yeah, like I said, that's the 4-cylinder. 6-cylinder, I mean, they basically make the same sounds, maybe a hair different. But yeah, definitely a good little mod. Lighting is good. A little yellowed, but hey, it's an older tractor. And yeah. Alright, so that's that one. Let's move on to the next one, because I'm taking far too long. Alright, the next one is another Case IH. This is probably my favorite old Case. I know this is the 1985 version by herrkrup and gmaster. I like this, it's the grill. the front end and the grill. I love it. I know there's a newer version in the mod hub. It's the 92, 96 version, I think, and that one goes up to 165 horsepower in the Beast edition. This one only maxes out at 145, but I love the way it looks. So basically, if we go in to here, yeah, so second gen. Like I said, the next one, the other one's I think third gen or fourth gen or something. I forget what they termed it. So you get your gray, you get your black, you get your white. Main color, used, restored, restored 2, and the black beast. My favorite actually is not the black, surprisingly enough. It's this one, restored 2. That red, it just looks amazing. So you get your Trelleborg, your Midas, your Michelin's, back to Trelleborg standards, reversed, twin, two duals in the rear, duals in the all the way around, narrows, widers, reversed, and yeah, and then you get into like narrow twin on a wide twin. It's kind of nifty. Goes all the way around, so you can make this thing look pretty beastly. And then back to standard. Midas, regulars, reversed, weights, back to regulars. Not much in there. Michelin, same thing, reversed in the front, weights in the back to regular, and then back to Trelleborg. And then you've got your weights, front weight, front 3-point, weight carrier, exhaust. Got one, looks like it's got a muffler on it, straight pipe, another one, bent pipe, and then back. Beacons, left, right, both, and then off. And then you get your 125. Okay, see, this is weird. This one says 92. But in the mod hub, it says it's 85. So, go figure. So yeah, you've got your 1255 at 125 and then 1455 at 145. So, air filter, standard, low, high. Back to standard. Front loader, yes or no. And you got an aloe version too. Okay. So, like I said, awesome mod. This one has a few stuff. You've got a sunroof, vent, rear window, and door. So, inside looks pretty nice. It's actually quite detailed, like the shadowing on the buttons and stuff. Little backlighting. Lights, beacons, horn. It's got a good sound to it. And that's my main thing with any tractor, especially the mid-range, kind of small to mid-range. I like a tractor that has a front loader and a front 3-point, so I can basically do everything with it. I hate it when you get a tractor that just has a rear 3-point, because it's like, you can do a handful of things with it, but I like having one tractor that has the capability to do everything. But the Michelins on this thing look fantastic. I love the way they look. And of course, because of the black rims, you can't see it, and the lighting's getting bad. But, and then I got a black edition over here with the white rims. Looks really good, Midas tires. So, that's that. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, we're going to save the other one for last. So, Deutz-fahr DX. This is an older mod. It's been around for a long time. It's by Puma. Actually, these two both are. But this is the Deutz-fahr DX Agrostar Series 4. Basically, it goes from 88 horsepower to 100, I believe. So again, I mean, it's all smaller stuff. Plus, you have a standard sound and a gear shift sound. And look at how cheap that is. 15 grand for the base. All the colors for the rims. Main color, a bunch of greens, some blacks, some other colors. Design colors for the roll cage, because you can have it with obviously the forestry cage. So configuration, we've got, oh god, I hate it when it jumps. So up to 1,000 kilogram weight, or you can have front hydraulics. And that's my thing. If you have front hydraulics, you can pick up a weight, but then you can take the weight off and do something else with it. So Michelin, Trelleborg, Midas, Nokian. Michelin, bam, bam, bam. Nice big fat wides on the back. And this is the thing I love about this. One of the things I love about this. Alright, so you get Trelleborgs, right? How's that for floaters? Is that not spectacular? Alright. Regulars, dual rears, narrows, floaters. Or whatever you want to call them. Midas, wides, not wides. Nokians, wides, not wides. Forest protection, as you saw, a couple different versions. Engine setup 88, 95, and 100, as I said. Front loader, yes or no. Allo, power. So all the front loaders you could want. And this is the big guy right here. Look at those tires, they're fantastic. Sexy. Alright, so we got some more windows and stuff here. We've got the door here. And then you've got back window. And obviously this. So, yep. Yeah, see like this one, the twist, the rotate of the joystick is on the back window. The up and down opens the door. So, like I said, I couldn't even use a front loader on this one. Which is another reason that I haven't used these as much. But I love the mod, I love the way it looks. If you're using a regular gamepad, then it doesn't really matter. So it's got a little tilt to it. Yeah. Not bad. So, let's see, we'll do beacons. Lights, yellowed a bit, because obviously older. And we'll do that. And then we're going to come over to this one. I might be not saying everything about the mods, but, I mean, you get the gist. Same thing with this one. This is also by Puma. It is the Agrostar 608, 638. You got a standard gear shift version. Colors, you've only got green on this one. Rim colors, a few different ones. Weights carrier, bunch of weights. Front hydraulic, 1,000 kilogram max. Trelleborg, Michelin, Midas, Nokian. The weird thing about this, I used this back in the day. I actually was playing on Doll Ranch back in the day when Doll Ranch first came out, and I was using this tractor, and this thing has had a couple updates because it used to have a Nokian tire that was as wide as the floaters on the other Deutz. So, pretty cool stuff. Nokian, Trelleborg, Midas, Michelin. All your standards. So regular duals, duals with narrows, narrows, back to standard. You got some wides. I mean, they're still decent, but they're not like I remember. Wides, wides and weights. Nice fat 600, 900 on there. That's what I got on it right now. And then Nokians. So, and the engine setup on this one's pretty nice. So base one, 107. 6.28 is 115, 6.38 is 130, and the 6.38 special is 143 horsepower. So, not a huge wheelbase, little tractor, gets you around, does everything you need, front loader, front 3-point, etc. So, we got our beacon. Lights on this one are more white too. Horn. And then obviously, as you can see, things are open. So we've got front window, little vent, back window, And door. One thing that's kind of funny about this one, I mean, I think it's exhaust either gets in the way or I don't know if that's actually supposed to open more. The front window. Because it opens, but it almost looks like it should open more, but I think the exhaust is hitting it. I'm curious about something. I don't think it'll make a difference, but it's got a, because it's upgraded, that exhaust pipe is way over. So I'm curious to see if without that in the way, if it'll actually open all the way. Nope. Okay. That's all. That's all it does. Sounds good. Drives good. Oh, real quick before I forget. Lighting. Beeps. Do we have articulation? Yes, we do. Awesome. Alright, so that is the Agrostar 608-638 by Puma. Alright, so that's basically, we've done the case, we've done the international, we've done 3 Deutzes, and that case. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we're moving on to my favorite. I don't use it much, again, mainly because of the joystick issue, but probably one of my favorite little tractors is this. The Valtra N. Does that not look like a demon or something? The guy will eat your soul. This Valtra N is fantastic. It's basically like the base model one, except it's been modded. So you got your colors, a decent amount, rim colors, all the colors. And then of course, here we go with Trelleborg, standard, reverse, wheel weights, wides, extra wides. I have this on the other one that's in the shop. So you got nice huge tires on it, which is cool. And then back to wides and weights, rear twins, narrows, narrow twin in the rear, and back to standard. Nokians, communal, wides. And those wides are pretty chunky. Look at that. Those are like what I was talking about. They used to have ones like that on that other Deutz. It's communal, wide, that's it for that. Michelin, standard, reverse, wides with a fatter style tire, different style. The Mega X bib instead of the Axio bib. Right? Yeah. Okay. See, that's an Axio bib. And so wides, and then twins. Get too far, too far, too far. Okay. And then back to standard. And then Midas, you've got regulars, reverse, weights, rear twins, and back to standard. And then you've got the crawler track. Wide stance, crawler track on the Valtra N. This is a fantastic mod. It's underrated. I honestly, this thing came out over a year, maybe 2 years ago. So most people probably don't even know it exists, especially the people who have recently gotten the game. In the last 8 months, probably have overlooked this thing. It is awesome. Alright, so you got your standard design, you got your twin track, so you can have you can spin the seat, drive it backwards. Beacon light, no beacon light, left side, right side, both. Engine setup, here's where it gets cool. small tractor, right? 145 horse. The 154E, 165, and the 174 active is 201. Now the base game one does this as well, but for 132,000, which isn't cheap, mind you, to have a 200 horsepower tractor, I mean, this is, I believe, around the same price as that Case Farmall, all decked out. You can have GPS if you want. Warning signs. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. You can have Euro, American, just a triangle, or not. And then you've got your front loader. And you can have the allo one if you want. Rear loader? Oh my god. I've never even seen this before. Rear loader. So apparently, not only can you drive in reverse, you can put a rear loader on this. We're gonna have to try this. Yep, we're gonna have to try it. Because I didn't even know about that part. Holy crap. So, lights. The lighting is amazing. Blind you. Beacons. Alright, so you've got full tractor, like that. And, let's see, up and down on the sunroof. Up and down on the rear window. Open and close on the door. And then, I think it's R1 and up and down. It actually closes the sunroof. So if you're inside, you can open the sunroof. I mean the actual like fabric underneath it. So it's a great looking mod. I mean, granted, I think it's just like a really heavy edit, but either way, it's awesome. All right, this isn't the one with the rear loader. What am I doing? This is the one with the rear loader. All right, so we're gonna turn around. Oh my god. Well. Okay. I'm gonna try something stupid. Just because I want to see if you can do it. I think it takes the loader off the front, or I didn't put it on. Sorry guys, I know I'm like geeking out right now. I have to see if you can have the rear on with the... Oh, okay. So if you have the rear loader, you can't have the front loader. Okay. That's all I was checking. Cool. So that is the Valtra N series by Chris. Just Chris. Oh, and in here I have the really fat tire one. Because who doesn't like fat tires? Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Alright. So that's basically it. I do have two quick mentions that are fantastic. One is it's the Massey 135. Now, granted, because of the Giants telling everyone to put stuff into packs, it's now called the Massey Ferguson 100 and 200 3-cylinder series by Peter J. But you all know what it is. It's the little Massey 135, the one that started Daggerwind's survival roleplay. It is an awesome little tractor, good detail. It's just, you guys know. If you know, you know. And lastly is one of my original favorites. And it's this guy. It's the Fiatagri F140. And I'm just going to point this out real quick because, again, another super cheap one. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, bunch of options. This one you can have a front loader and a front three-point. No windows or doors open or anything, and it's not the most detailed, but it's still really good. And the gear shifters move. You know, I mean, the sticks move and everything, the pedals move. I take that back. It's definitely detailed. I think I was thinking of something else. Look at the seat. See the fabric of the seat. But the thing I loved about this one was this is one of the earlier mods when I first got my side panel that I could use that didn't have opening windows or doors, so I can use the front loader and all this stuff with the joystick, and I didn't have any issues. But it's a great mod, it really is. And it's totally underrated. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it. Like I said, bunch of tire options, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, forestry, front loader, three-point, and it goes from 100 horsepower up to 140. So, big chunky Midas tires on it. Great little mod, really great. Definitely recommend it if you guys haven't checked it out. And again, the Massey, you guys know. Alright guys, that is my probably ungodly long rant on my favorite small tractors. So, hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the mediums. Take care. I'll see you guys on the flip side.